Hello, we're live on Instagram. This is for our podcasting audience.
Yes.
And no one's here anyway. We're still waiting
No.
for people to join.
In the meantime, can I make fun of your earrings? I can't believe you have them on.
Look, this is my Kim K look. Look, I even have wrong way because I'm flipped. I even have a little long plait.
Yeah, the skinny plait.
It's a little bit, my plait's a little bit sadder than,
Yeah,
than what
look,
Kimmy's tends to be. But
we'll get into that in a second.
we'll get into that in a second. Hello and welcome to Wine Chats with Bildo and Lindalin, our offensively funny podcast where we drink wine and chat life.
I don't know if I'll ever get used to your openings. It is just so funny.
You just
so
get so,
cute.
there's nothing I can do. I can't.
It's so cute. You're just so, and that's why you do the openings. Okay, continue on. Who are you?
That's how I feel. I'm Billy Milovanovic, aka Bildo.
I'm Lindsay Kirkwood, also known as Lenny, Lindalin, whatever you want to call me. Yeah, Lenny. My friends are now calling me Lenny. A couple of them. Yeah.
I love
and
it.
my message I received the other day from Margie, she's like, Lenny.
Ah.
Like, oh, hilarious.
It makes sense. It's so
Yeah.
cute.
Isn't it?
Lenny, what are we
God.
what are we chatting about
Okay.
today?
Ironically, when I just mentioned Margie, this topic came up. We're going to talk Kardashians, okay?
Yes.
And it's fitting because they're done.
Yep.
The show is done. I mean, they're not done, but the show.
Yes.
And this topic came up because I went away with Margie and a couple of my other friends. And they came up on the car ride home. And I'll tell you about it in a second. But I got they were even like, oh, you're quite defensive. I'm like, yes. I'm quite passionate about them. So we're going to...
Which is why we're having this topic precisely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Drinking wine at 10:30. Yes.
Yes.
100%.
Yes. This is what we do for for wine chats for you. We're doing it for
know.
you, really.
Oh God.
I know
the sacrifices.
The sacrifices.
Right? So speaking of wine.
So cheers.
We're doing a Fiano.
Fiano.
Look, I've never had a Fiano.
I don't know.
And this is from Sirromet wines, from the Granite range.
Yes.
We haven't had one of these before ever.
No.
At least I've never tried one.
I haven't tried one.
If I haven't, you definitely haven't. So this is cool. And this range, we should say, is vegan organic, which is important to a lot of people these days, right?
Honestly, it's important to me. I don't want the world to die. So
Okay. Wow.
So it's good for all of us.
Right. Okay. So I have a very interesting fun fact for you. Okay. There's two. There's a fact about... Don't look at my phone.
Sorry.
Stop
I have such a
reading.
habit of looking at Lenny's phone while
Right, like-
she's... I know. I'm sorry.
Just be informed like the other people, okay? So, okay, do. Where did it go?
Oh, okay. I'm not allowed to look at her phone. She's not even ready.
No, damn it. Where is it?
Meanwhile, while you look for that...
Can you look for that and do something? Because
I'm going to...
Oh!
We're okay.
Oh my God, Billy.
I was going to fix the light. I forgot to turn the light on.
Look, I wanted you to distract people for a minute, but not...
Were you distracted?
Well, I was a little bit disturbed.
Were you adequately
Where
entertained?
Fuck is it?
Tony,
Look.
Here we go.
Okay, so basically... This is an old wine. It's Italian, obviously.
We're back.
Are we back? Okay, do I need to repeat myself? No? Can you straighten us?
Nobody ever left. We just fell.
Yeah, I know, but can you straighten us? Like, look at our sign. It's a little bit crooked. Come on.
Face is crooked.
Not quite. Okay.
There.
Look, I can't even find, because I'm so distracted by you, the one part of my fact about Fiano. But it's an old wine. It's Italian, and they were mentioning about it being a varietal. Okay.
Okay.
So now, remember when we first started this journey?
Yeah.
We started to hear the name varietal. We're
Yes.
like, what's with people saying variety
Yes.
wrong? Right?
Yes.
We're like, what's wrong with them?
Yes.
And then somebody informed us that varietal is like a word.
An actual wine word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my actual fun fact, I came across this the other day. What is the difference in how do you use variety versus varietal?
That is a fantastic fun fact.
Right?
I'm not even joking.
I know.
Tell me.
So this is from a winespectacular.com website, which is very informative. So his question was, please explain the differences between variety and varietal. Mm-hmm. So, dear Ned.
Thanks, Ned. Thanks for asking the question we're all thinking.
Yeah, Ned O is from Philadelphia. Hey, Ned. A lot of folks confuse these terms. Most wine lovers don't know that one word refers to grapes, the other to wine. Hold that thought.
Right.
So varieties are types of grapes. In example, Cab Sav grapes, Chardonnay grapes, Zinfandel grapes, etc. So
Okay.
you got it? So a variety is referring to the grape.
Okay.
Grape variety. A varietal is a wine that is labeled as being made from one grape variety. So a
Stop.
Fiano is
Yes.
a wine varietal because it's a type of wine used from a variety of grape.
A single variety of.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them are mixed, right? Like they mix to make blends.
Look, that's what it says.
That's-
A varietal is a wine that is labeled as being made from one grape variety.
Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
So typically you'll see varietals from New World countries, blah, 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 blah,
I was going to
blah.
say, so like a Sauv Blanc would be a varietal because
Yes,
typically it's only made by this, like with this.
Well, so then it says, so wines labeled as a Cab Sav, Chardonnay, or Zinfandels are varietals because they're just
They're just
one
the
grape.
simple one grape.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I don't know if that confused people or clarified things.
Listen, let's drink. I think that will cheer everybody up.
Right?
Let's do it.
Okay. Oh, shit. I nearly dropped
Dropping
my phone.
everything
I
today,
know.
aren't we?
Well, it's because our
I know.
studio is so big.
Teeny tiny. I know.
So I'm excited. This is a 2020, like I said, from Sirromet Wines.
Yep.
Their granite range.
What we're not excited by is because it's cold. It's cold and my hands are freezing.
I was just gonna say. My hands are freezing.
I'm so cold, and so now holding a cold glass of wine,
Well, you don't hold. You hold the stem, you dick.
I feel it anyway.
Okay.
I can sense it.
Oh. It's a pretty color. It's nice and light.
It is a pretty color.
It looks that it's like it's going to be nice and refreshing.
Yeah, so it's very almost like a clear, very clear. There we go. Very clear.
Thank you.
Okay.
God, I'm so sick of people on this side of the world not pronouncing their R's. Like, I just don't get it. Just say R. Thank you. Rant over.
And over.
That was dumb. Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, it's such a pretty pale color, isn't it?
Mm.
Oh, it's so fruity smelling. Like, that's powerful.
Oh, if that smells fruity, it doesn't taste fruity.
Oh.
This is probably one of the least fruitiest wines I've tried.
What do you mean?
It doesn't taste fruity.
It's quite, like the aftertaste is quite, I want to say pungent, but not in a bad way. It's quite.
I'm not sure I love this varietal. I don't know. It's not. Look, it's definitely not like wowing me. It almost tastes. Do you know what it would be well paired with? I'm gonna call it. I haven't looked at the label. I'm gonna say blue cheese.
Okay.
Well, I don't know why. Somehow cheese, I feel like would go with this because it's not sweet. It's not a sweet wine. It's almost like bittery.
Yeah.
Do you get the bitter?
And yes. And Billy, you've come so far, honey. Oh,
Me and my
I'm so
Kim K.
Right, I hate it. It's so I want to chop it off. Like,
I
look
love
how
it.
skinny and
It
it's
is.
like
It's
fuzzy rat's tail.
That's my hair. That's not.
What
That's
is that? God, stop! Ew. Do you know what you have tasted? Notes of lemon balm. So lemon, like the citrus.
Yes.
So it has like I guess a bitter
citrus, yes,
whatever.
Yes.
And spicy nuts shimmer through an array of pear fruits and jasmine. Mouth-watering stone fruit and citrus flavors evolve through a textural masterpiece of balance and finesse. Look, I agree. I think it would be a really nice white to drink while you're eating.
While
like
you're
cheese and
eating
crackers.
savory. Yeah, cheese and crackers,
Yeah.
like savories.
Yeah.
So
to me, it was just a bit surprising. I was thinking of it being nice and delicate and fresh, refreshing because it's so
because of the color.
the color. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say it's a bad wine. It's just not.
It's not a bad wine, but like, would I order it? Probably not.
What did we have when we went there for lunch? What was that white wine? That
The
was so good.
Vidello.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was
Vidello.
delicious.
That was amazing.
Okay.
For sure.
Speaking of amazing, okay. Can I just tell Kardashians? They're amazing. I think they're amazing. People are going to hate me, whatever. Or side with me. Can we get rid of these mics? God, I can't wait. We're getting new mics.
We're getting
I
new
can't wait.
mics next week. Yep.
Can't wait.
Hopefully.
So my Kardashian journey, I love saying that word. I hate it so much. I love using it.
I believe I introduced you
Yeah, and I used to tell you, stop. It's stupid.
Right?
What, to Kardashians?
Yeah, did I?
No.
Because I've been watching them for years and years, and then Lenny suddenly one day was like, I've started watching them. I'm like, you're welcome.
That is not how it started.
True story, people. That is exactly how it happened.
Nope, not really.
Word for word.
Okay.
Verbatim.
Can you stop talking? No, what happened was I was flipping through the channels one night, and I used to always dislike them. I didn't have any interest in them. I just didn't care for them.
Yep.
I was like, oh, Kim Kardashian, whatever. Just didn't have an interest for years. So literally maybe 3 years ago, if that, I'm probably exaggerating. It was probably closer to 2 years.
Yeah.
Just flipping through the TV, trying to find something to watch. And one of their episodes was playing, like an older episode was playing. And I got hooked. I got hooked. I was like, oh my God.
Yep.
I like them.
Yep.
So the best thing was they had like a gazillion seasons. So I just like bought them all from Apple TV, and I got to binge like literally from the beginning, like hours and days on end. And I became obsessed, absolutely obsessed. And my thought process towards them changed.
Yes.
My judgments.
Yes. I, on the other hand, have been watching the Kardashians probably from the first season. So I used to have, what was it?
You were like 8.
No, I wouldn't have been.
Close.
Either that or it was on High Porn Wine Co. Just thought we'd give away.
You could actually wave to him.
Yeah, right. No, what was that? HBO. What was HBO on? Foxtel. I used to have Foxtel. I'm trying to say.
God.
For you overseas people, it's like cable TV. This is before Netflix era.
It's not cable TV. It would
Whatever.
be like satellite
same,
TV.
Same. Satellite TV, whatever. Anyway, I used to watch them on Foxtel, and I adored them. I just, from the very beginning, and I knew it was so embarrassing talking about how much I loved them.
Right.
Because people have that reaction. It's very much, oh, whatever. What are they famous for? What did they do? No, blah, blah, blah. You know,
they're famous for being famous.
Famous for being famous. Then there's the infamous Kim sex tape that made them all famous, and everybody just hated them for the strangest reasons.
Yeah.
And because I watched the show, I knew them. Okay, I knew their personalities, so I knew that there was more to them than what people were saying. Yeah. And it's really nice that we're having this conversation about loving on them a little bit, because so many people.
Well, are we going to fully? I mean, I'm going to fully love, but some of the comments that we've received from the stories we put up, not everybody loves them.
No, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We should go through those comments, because I'm a little bit surprised at, oh, hi, Gino. We're about to talk about you, Gino. So good timing.
Are we?
We are.
Is he on the Kardashians?
Well, no, but Gino was one of the people who put up a comment about the Kardashians.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so I actually was pleasantly surprised by some of the comments that we received. So we put up a couple of stories basically saying like, do you love them or loathe them? You know, all that sort of stuff. So actually the majority of people said that they loved them instead of loathing them.
Yep.
The other thing I found interesting is that a lot of the people who said that they love them don't actually watch the show. So this is all like obviously from social media and stuff, which I find even more surprising, because I think that if you came across them on social media and through their products and stuff, you would think that people don't necessarily like that, because they sell things like skinny tea and, you know, crazy products. Anyway, so this was a question about what do you like about them? Gino said they play their plastic surgery bills, probably. Okay. Somebody said nothing.
And they don't like anything about them.
They don't like anything about them. A really interesting one was, I honestly appreciate Kim's social advocacy. She's way smarter than people think.
Totally. She is. She's
100%.
becoming a lawyer.
100%.
Yeah.
Although another comment said, I always disliked the Jenner girls, though. They're why I stopped watching. Which I find again funny, because I adore them all.
Yeah.
What don't you like about them? Gino, the way that they act and look, which is pretty much everything. This is all there is to it.
I don't know. Okay.
And this is again another, like, I feel like a very kind of fair response. Their ridiculous idea on perfection, the image they portray to youth. Now, I don't know. We'll pick that one apart.
Yeah. So we'll.
And another comment was that they've grown way too entitled and out of touch.
But have they? How?
Which I tend to agree with and not agree with at the same time.
But how do we know that's
exactly
how they feel?
Exactly. Well, that's exactly
our perception of them.
Totally.
Yeah.
I said, which one of them do you like? Gino said the redhead. There are no redheads. There are no redheads.
Wrong show, Gino.
Yeah. What else? Which one don't you like? Kylie, she seems very arrogant.
What? Kylie, she's like the sweetest. She's so...
I know. Again, if you watch the show...
No, Kendall's the sweetest. Kylie. Oh,
well, we've got a lot of hate on Kendall as well, in my opinion.
No.
Kendall wouldn't be successful without the family. She's pretty rude and lazy. Which, again, I found very interesting because if you watch the show, you'll know them like we know them, guys.
Yes. See, this is the thing. Can I just... Well, you're looking through that because definitely keep bringing them up. My thing about them before I started to watch them, I thought all this kind of stuff.
Yes.
But you're totally right. When you start to watch them and actually see them for who they are. Yes, I know it's a TV show and it's somewhat scripted and produced and blah, blah, blah. I get that. But their character still and personality still shines through. Like you can get a feel for who they are. Kendall, she is so shy. Yes, she's like the biggest paid supermodel in the world, blah, blah. But she is actually quite insecure. She has anxiety issues.
Yes.
She doesn't like the fame and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
As much as people think that she would because she's a supermodel. And even in their end of season interview, that question came up like, oh, Kendall, how do you feel about people saying you're the top supermodel because of your name? She listed all the stuff that she had to go through to become where she is.
Yeah.
It's not because of her name. And hello, people, look at her.
Yeah.
She's supermodel.
Yeah.
Like, if she was fat and ugly and gross, not even fat because fat people can be models, but I think she got to where she is because she looks like the way
she looks that good and she works for it. Like nobody just shows up to a runway and goes, I'm famous. Do you know who my mum is? Put me on the runway. Like it just doesn't happen like that, people.
And she doesn't let any of her family go to any of her shows because she doesn't want them attached.
I remember that episode.
Right?
When she first started the runway. Yes, true. She wouldn't let them
stay
come.
Away.
Yeah. Anyway, that's a little bit of protection of Kendall right there. This is how things get started. Another Kendall comment. I also hate how Kendall acts like her family hindered, not helped her modeling career, and that she acts like a spoiled brat.
Oh, does she?
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, I think this is a perception if you don't watch the show.
Yeah.
I think it's easy really to like judge them and put these.
Okay.
Put your anyway. You know what I'm saying. Hang on.
What else?
Now let's see. What else do we have? And the last one. Why do you think they're famous? One person said, literally have no idea. And another person people say the sex tape, but honestly, their personalities are what kept them famous.
Well, I think that's true. The sex tape catapulted Kim, and she even admits that. She's like, yeah, that's what brought attention onto her a little bit more. Because she was like best friends with Paris Hilton, right? So like she was everywhere with Paris. So she was kind of like riding Paris's coattails for a while. But then, with the sex tape,
things picked up a little.
Yeah.
Plus they're famous because they have the reality show. That was one of the questions that was in the reunion.
Interview.
So after they've wrapped up 20, for those people who don't watch the Kardashians or don't give a shit, they've wrapped up 20 seasons. So they've finished, they're not doing Keeping Up with the Kardashians anymore. And so they had the, reunion. They're a family. They see each other all the time. But they sat down with Andy Cohen, who is, interviews all the shows. And that was one of the questions, like, why are they so famous? And Chris was like, I don't understand that question. It comes up all the time. And it's because we have a reality show.
Exactly.
That's why we're famous. Like they are one of the first reality shows really to come out.
For sure. It was like 15 years ago or something ridiculous.
It was like
duh, that's why they're famous.
Yeah, exactly. So they've had 20 years in the...
And you think of all the other reality shows
and
the personalities that are famous because of them.
Well, yes.
And if their reality show lasted for almost 2 decades, they'd be pretty famous too. I was doing my research last night.
Go on, Lenny, tell us.
I just want to read out some facts for those non-haters, right? Because I have to... Non-haters? For the haters.
I was going to say for the haters, because the non-haters are with us.
Yeah. But can I just, before I read these, can I just explain this car ride when I was talking with my girlfriend?
Oh, yes. Tell us the story. What happened?
And the funny thing is, I wasn't feeling well either. Something was going on with me. No, I wasn't hungover, but I wasn't feeling well. So, you're in that mood and you're like, whatever. And none of them, the 3 other girls, not fans, right? So they're saying all the same things about like the message they're sending to the young girls, which we have to talk about in a second.
Yes.
They're just famous for being famous, all that kind of stuff. And I was quite defensive with my comebacks because I'm like, that's not it. And none of them actually watch it religiously, right? So it was not heated. It was just opinionated.
Right.
And yeah, the one girl, Amelia, was like, wow, you're really defending them, aren't you? Yes, I am. Now, to
bring it, Amelia.
Right? No, this is just some basic facts. Everybody that likes them probably knows this. So Kylie, and this is actually, I should say, they're not just famous because they're famous. They're fucking brilliant business people. They haven't just ridden their coattails of having this reality show. They're fucking doing things.
Which they could have easily.
100%. They could have just been the people on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. But they actually have branched out. They have their own passions. They have these crazy businesses. Yes, their fame catapulted the businesses, but who cares?
Yeah.
What person out there wouldn't use their 100%. Fame and fortune to...
Plus, I do just want to say that lots of people have had reality TV shows and haven't managed to make out of that as much as what the Kardashians have out of their catapults. So you take that however you want.
Okay, I'll take that.
Take it.
Kylie, at 23, she was the world's youngest self-made billionaire. Hello. I know. Now, I did see, and this might be, fuel for the haters fire. I did come across that Forbes, and I haven't read into this, so I don't know. I'm just reading what Google.
Know. Yeah.
Yeah, Forbes was accusing her of changing things on her documents to make her a billionaire.
Because she gives a shit.
Yeah. Look, if she wasn't back then, she is now. So who cares?
Move on.
Kendall and Kylie were on the list of most influential teens in the world in 2014 and 2015. So that's pretty cool. They were teens.
Totally.
And back then, they weren't all hair and makeup and booty and all that kind of stuff. So for them to be influential teens, I think that says that they were doing something good. It wasn't just all boobies and butt.
Yeah.
Kendall, I said highest paid supermodel in the world.
Incredible.
That was in 2017. I don't know if that's still
right, which
yeah. But so all of them have companies. So Kendall's obviously the model. Chloe has Good America.
Yes.
The jean clothing company that is all for everybody, all different sizes to make you feel flattered and it's inclusive. So everybody.
And I've heard she actually hasn't sold to stores that won't
sell all of her sizes.
Sell her entire range. So if
100%.
they're only wanting to take size 10 and down or something, she's like, nah, fuck you.
Yeah, dumb.
Amazing.
Courtney obviously has Poosh. I always want to say push, but Poosh. Which I've actually been following her more and been on her Poosh website.
Right.
It's actually really informative.
Cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Great tips and health. Oh, sorry, Tom.
No tips about microphone management.
It's a fucking arm. So Courtney, Kim. Oh, Kim.
Yeah.
But her KK Beauty and Skims.
Yeah.
Range.
Yes.
Amazing. Kylie, obviously cosmetic skin and
the lip kit.
That's
where she,
That's how she became.
Well, that's what exploded, yeah.
But back to Kim. So what about her? People are forgetting that thing that she did for clemency for that one lady. But then it she's helped with other people getting into jail and stuff. I just come on, people. They're not just boobs and booty.
Yes. And this is actually, I think that's the crux of why people judge them so much. It's the booty. It's what people don't realize. People who have been around for a long time watching the Kardashians, when they first came around, every supermodel, everything that was in the magazines, everything that was, in media was skinny white women. And it really was back then. It wasn't as prominent. Now it's all about diversity and it's all about the big booty and about the junk in the trunk and all that. Honestly, they had a massive thing to do with that because the way that they looked back then, it was exactly Paris Hilton and Kim Kardashian. You know what I mean? It was the Paris Hiltons of the world that really got a lot of attention. And I think nowadays, the fact that there are so many voluptuous women around and that we're celebrating curves is, I think, really largely down to the Kardashians and the Jenners.
Look, I'm going to agree with you, but I'm going to be devil's advocate for the people that think otherwise. I think the issue that people have towards the body image that they're portraying, and correct me if I'm wrong if there's any haters out there, is because they're altering their body to look a certain way to get the curves and the booty. Like they're Khloe and Kim's bums and Kylie's bums. They're not what they were born with.
Well, you don't know that.
Billy,
I think that they've been so honest about the surgeries that they have had, and people are so open about it these days that I don't think that maybe I think if they have altered it, I don't know if it's necessarily been with surgery. And I mean like I mean that like I think it's been through but what I do disagree with is like waist training, the skinny tees that we've spoken about that they've, stuff that they've been advertising, through their socials and whatnot. I think that if the altering has happened, again, I think they've been very honest. Khloe as well has been very honest about the work she's had done on her face. I don't see that they would necessarily lie about having.
But it's not about being like even in their interview, the reunion thing, the host asked Khloe about her nose job. Yeah. And she's like, no one's ever asked me. So I haven't said, but yes, obviously I've had a nose job. But
they've been on shows where they've done the x-rays on their bum. Now
that was but Bill,
do you think that's all fake?
No, but that was like season 2 or 3. Kim's butt. We've never had this conversation.
No, we haven't. Yeah.
And I mean, I'm all for them, but that was season 2 or 3. And if you see Kim's bum back then, it is not like what it is now.
I think it's all done through training. And I don't necessarily agree that they should be sprucing the whole teeny tiny waist, huge butt, huge bust or whatever.
So you really think Khloe and Kim and Kylie's bums are just from training? You don't think they've had any sort of like move the fat from here to here in your body?
Look, I haven't really thought about it. I don't think that they've had like major surgery like butt implants and stuff.
I didn't say butt implants. Perhaps, I'm like saying moving the fat around.
Yeah, maybe they've had that done. But I still think that that's their natural shape, like the natural of like hourglass kind of shape. Perhaps they've enhanced it. I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
Oh, they're curvy. Like their mum is curvy.
But they're
you can tell they're curvy.
That's right. Yeah.
And their bums are not real.
Okay, and this is now I think when we recently spoke about them, where I was like, I just couldn't watch the last season because I just feel like I've started to get really judgy around some of the ways that they look and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because to me, like I dressed up today. I told Lenny and she was like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, I put earrings on.
I'm like, you've got jeans and a t-shirt on.
Yeah, but I put earrings on. Like to me, it's so over the top that, and I get that they're filming a show. Like this is the thing. I'm a grown ass woman. I understand that this is smoke and mirrors and makeup and this and that. And this is, whatever. But I think that they are so much now. Before there used to be very much about the personality and it used to be all about, this and that. Now it's very much about the businesses, which is fair. They're business women. This is what they're...
What do you mean? So wait, you think the last season was too much about their businesses?
No, too much about the hair and the makeup and they all look so fake. It's too hard for me to watch.
But do you know what? And this is one of the issues that came up in this car ride conversation as well. For anybody that watches it regularly knows that Kim especially... There's so many times she does not have stick of makeup on.
That's true.
You see her dark circles. You see literally no makeup, no eyelashes, nothing.
And she looks so beautiful.
She does.
She looks so good.
But it's not like it's a once off to be like, oh, I'm just going to not wear makeup just to not wear makeup.
Just
like
holidays
it's on
or
a regular basis. Same with Courtney. Like Courtney doesn't wear a lot of makeup.
That's true.
And Courtney, I don't think she's done anything to herself. She looks quite authentic.
Yes. Yeah. Courtney and Kendall are pretty much the only ones who still look authentic to me. Yeah. All the others have obviously had a bunch of jabs. Kylie especially. I mean, Kylie looks nothing like herself.
Well, so you and I had this conversation. Yeah. So Kylie put up a story, I don't know when it was, not too long ago, of her washing her face from her new skin range. Yeah. When she washed her makeup off, because I was thinking the same. I'm like, oh God, obviously she's had her lips done, whatever. Yeah. But I'm like, oh my God, like she must have had like fillers and like all kinds of stuff.
Yes, that's exactly what it looks like.
But this story, when she washed her makeup off, she looked like the little Kylie.
Right.
In the beginning. Yeah. Like you could see her natural face. So a lot of it is just makeup.
I just find it, and this is exactly why I didn't want to keep kind of watching, because I'm like, I'm watching them and there's so much. and I just judge them, and I shouldn't. Like, who cares? Like, that's they can do whatever they want. Do you know what I mean? Like, you do you, Kylie. Like, whatever, babe. But the idea that I'm sitting there being like, oh, Kylie, your face. Like, I just didn't want to put that judgment on them when I know I love them and I know I am actually in awe of the shit that they've managed to do. You know what I mean? So I just don't want to be that judgy bitch because that's what everybody does.
They do. And back to the image they're portraying to the young people.
Yes. Oh, let's talk about that.
How do I say
Go on,
this?
Lenny. Tell him, Lenny.
Look, and I'm so far from being a feminist type thought process anyways. So not that feminism has much to do with it, but like
feminism has a ton to do with it.
Yeah, it does. I just figure if that's the case, we should just shut the whole world down. Because like there's so many things that could be influencing this kid to another kid. And like,
yes,
take ownership of your parenting and raising your kids. I'm just going to, because people totally disagree with that.
God forbid you tell parents to parent their children.
What I mean? And like, you need to be like, okay, yes, honey. Yep. She looks beautiful. She looks a certain way. She wears a lot of makeup or she's done this to her body. But it's the basic, you don't need to look like her to be beautiful. And I think if we let it become a thing, it becomes a thing.
Let's say it, Lenny.
If it's not a thing, it's not a thing. Right?
Come on, people.
Right? But seriously, like
100%.
If we're making them be these, they're influencing our children in the imagery. Well, we're making that a thing.
You are influencing your children.
Right? Like they're not.
I know, I totally agree. I think that people, you are the parents. Like you are controlling what your children are seeing and the way that they're thinking and shaping the world. Like if you have a problem with the way the Kardashians look, explain to your children, they do this because this is their business. They do this because this is, like they're selling makeup. That's why their lips are that big or whatever. Like explain to the children what's happening in the world. Don't just complain, 20 years down the track when they're, all boobied and whatever, which they have every right to be. That's fine. Just like explain shit to your children, people. Yeah. That's all it really is. Just parent properly.
If I had a fucked up nose, I would get a nose job.
I totally agree. Like I think that these days, you do you.
Yeah.
Should we say that together, Lenny?
No, I hate that saying.
You do you.
That's your saying.
No, but it's true. Like I think
it's true. It is.
If your child comes to you and says, "Mum, I need $30,000 to change the entire shape of my body and my face," I'd be like, let's talk. Let's have a chat. And if it's really like if you really think that the crux of your child's problem is that, you're wrong. It's not. You need talk to them, people. Anyway,
what about that who is it, an ex-MAFS person that's doing that
Kathy
surgery? What's her name?
Kathy, I don't know her last name, Summer Tanks or something or other on Instagram. She's just gone and done the Kim K. Well, that's what they're calling it in the media, like the Kim K
hourglass
transformation, where she's what you were saying before, like she's had fat removed from one area to put into her butt. She's reshaped her body, reshaped her face. Yeah. Fine. Like she's a grown ass woman. Yeah, she can make that decision. Yeah, like that's perfectly okay for anybody to do whatever they want. Like, I don't know. I just think she's the same thing. She's in the media. She's constantly putting up photos and things. That's her business. Like that's how she lives. So if she wants to live like that, who are we to judge? I just think the world is just too judgy, Lenny. I think that's what it comes down to. Everybody just waits for something to hate on.
Excuse me. Ow.
Do you mind?
Oh, no.
Do you mind?
I do. Ow.
No, I just think everybody's so quick to hate on things and to be like, oh, well.
And that's part of the problem. Stop hating.
Stop hating. Who cares what they do? Like they're putting their lives out there for you. And another thing that I really hate, this one really gets my goad, as they say.
It's as bad
as my ponytail. Let me flick my tail.
Oh God, it is so.
This is what annoys me. I'm going to tell you.
Oh, what?
When people say, oh, well, they put themselves out there, so it's their fault that they get all the hate.
Yeah.
How much do we hate that?
Yeah.
Like that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. That's like if somebody started to send us messages and saying, fuck you guys are ugly, hideous hogs and you should die.
Whoa.
That's the kind of shit that people get sent. Like that's the kind of a bit extreme, but that's so what you're saying is it is perfectly okay because we put ourselves out there and we do a podcast. It is perfectly okay for people to send us hate messages and things and to hate on us in the world. And poor Chloe's got hideous anxiety from.
Do you know what? Seriously,
the
like, again, back to the interview that they had, how she opened up about how she was always the fat and ugly one back in the beginning. And if you do watch the very first season, compares to Kourtney and Khloe, she didn't look exactly like them because they're very Armenian, and Khloe didn't have.
Well, people compared her to Shrek. I hate to say that, but that was very But this is,
I know,
you know, even
so
like
bad.
Henry, I love you. You're my husband. I married you. But he used to call her the Shrek one. And in our private home, still a dick thing to say. And I used to say to him, that's terrible.
Yeah.
But then going online and saying that, and millions and millions of people saying that to you over and over and over again,
exactly,
can be so heartbreaking.
Oh, well, it would mentally fuck you up.
It would so fuck you up.
And she even said that, like, when they would do photo shoots as sisters, Kim and Kourtney would have like racks of clothes, outfits to choose from, and she would have like 2 or 3 outfits, and the people planning the photo shoot would be like, oh, well, that's okay, you're just gonna be in the back anyways.
How hideous. And this is what I'm saying about the way that they changed, like, the shape of people, you know what I mean, like the way that society views shapes anymore. Like, it's amazing that they've done all the things that they've done. And poor Khloe, who has just copped it so hard.
I know, and she is my favorite. She is
fucking hilarious.
I was just gonna say, she is so funny.
Yeah,
she is so, like, out of all of them, she actually lets the show the most about her and her life and her thoughts and feelings and stuff. She, like, I just love her. She's my favorite. I would.
So then, is it fair for people to give them so much hate because they put themselves out there? That's horseshit.
Fair.
I hate it when people say that.
Yeah, I think it's just as guilty. I think it adds fuel to the fire. Like, just let them be.
Just let them be. If you don't like their show, keep moving.
Right.
Watch something else.
Keep scrolling as people doing their little things. Keep scrolling.
Right.
Anyways. All right. I feel much better.
Invented.
And speaking of better, this wine.
Did it get better as we drank it?
It does. 100%. And I'm not just saying that.
I agree.
And I don't have any blue cheese here. So it's the wine did it all by itself. No, it is quite.
I actually agree. I think on a clean palate. I knew she was gonna make that face. Basically, the first sip was a bit bitter and a bit.
It is,
isn't it? But then as you drink it, it's true, your palate adjusts.
Bitter, like a citrus rind. You know, like if you put lemon in your water and the rind is a bit.
100%.
Yeah, it's just like that. But quite nice. So thank you.
Anyway, are we done?
We're done.
Does anybody else have anything to say?
Kim, Khloe, if you want to chime in.
Now's your time, babe.
Can I just say quickly, like, you know, as much as they have haters, I'm just going to read how many Insta followers they have.
Let's do it.
To end it on a...
We have 2,039. Let's do it.
We are so close.
We are so close, guys.
God. Okay. So let's go in order. Kourtney has 131 million. Khloe, our lovely little Khloe, why do you have to look at my... Can't you just be surprised?
Sorry, I'm
like
just... Okay, let me tell me.
You're like the annoying person reading over my shoulder. Khloe, 162 million. What?
I was surprised.
Oh, right? Surprising.
I'm surprised.
Yeah. Kendall, 173 million.
Wow.
But then we get to Kim and Kylie. Like, holy shit.
Oh, right. That whole new level.
Right? Kim, 233 million.
Fucking Jesus.
Right? And Kylie, who is one of the biggest, and it even says like one of the biggest, has the biggest following on Insta.
Oh, on Insta.
Yeah.
Of all time.
Yeah. 246 million followers.
Okay, so we only need 246,900,000
We're so close.
We're so close.
So you know what? Like, they obviously have haters. Everyone does. But clearly there's a lot of people out there like us that love them.
Clearly they're doing something right.
I know, right?
So,
we
love you, gals.
Which way? It's like that.
Is it gone?
Because it's like backwards. I went to go this way, which is anyways.
The thing is, if she sneezes that way, she sneezes into a wall. The sneeze comes back onto her. It's
whatever.
Okay. Well, she kept it together, so
I did.
That's all that matters.
I feel it coming. So let's end it.
Rapidy rap.
Rapidy rap, Bill.
Thank you so much for joining us for yet another episode of Wine Chats.
You
can find us on Facebook, Insta, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok,
YouTube.
YouTube.
Sort of.
No, always on YouTube. Lenny, you don't put
I
anything up
never
on
post.
YouTube. I put everything up
Oh,
on
good.
YouTube. Don't
Yeah.
worry, people.
Okay,
We're
good.
there. And yeah, listen, email us, website us, Wine Chats Podcast. It's really not that hard. Just do it. As Lenny says, please subscribe.
Subscribe.
I think rate and review. I love rate and reviews. I just love
that.
the glory. Like
Rate and
rain
review.
down on me.
After you subscribe.
Also subscribe, yes.
Perfect.
And that's it. Lenny's going to wrap it up on a really boring note. So I love you guys. Thank you for being with us. Go on, Lenny.
See, that's all there is to say. Thanks for chatting. We'll chat to you next week. Bye.
See ya.
Okay, go hit the button.
Okay, I'm going to hit the button now.
Okay, go.
Bye, everyone who was live with us.
We don't
bye,
have
Gino.
to say bye for 5 minutes.
Gino's right there. Bye, Gino.
I know, he's laughing at us.
Bye.
He did that ages ago. Okay, you can just hit the little button. Okay, oh, look at you. Cute.